मीरा की भक्ति जहर से मर नहीं सकती, झांसी वाली रानी है वो कभी किसी से डर नहीं सकती। मदर तेरेसा कल्पना हो या सुनीता विलियम्स, असंभव क्या है इस दुनिया में जनाब, जो औरतें कर नहीं सकती, जो औरतें कर नहीं सकती। A shimmering, empowering and electrifying evening to all the fierce dreamers present in the room today. Well, before we move in the ocean of inspiration, let me introduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Rajnandani Balasaheb Bedkure from Christ International School, Ahmedpur, grade 9. Well, people do also call me a multitasker. But let me tell you one thing, that what I think is I'm just a 15-year-old teenager thinking out of the box and navigating life. Yes. But let me tell you something more about myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a content writer by heart, a top 10 state level candidate in science exhibition by passion, and a young public speaker who believes that words can light up the room. Well, one more thing which I like more than chasing my dreams is definitely speaking about those personalities who have achieved and reached the stars. Yes. Well, today is a moment of immense pride. And here, with immense pride and gratitude, I would like to thank and give my warmest heartfelt greetings to the most inspiring personality present over here, Mr. Anand Champai Madhav Kadam sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us such incredible opportunities and platforms so that we can express and make our voices heard. Thank you so much, sir. I really, really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart and respect it. I would like to also give a special thanks to Professor Balaji Kadam sir, Professor Rajpal Patil sir, thank you, Professor Rajpal Patil sir, and Dr. M.E. Tangavar sir, and all the esteemed personalities and organizers who have contributed for making this phenomenal event possible. Well, I am really grateful. Today, I am so privileged and honored to be sharing this afternoon with you all and these incredibly amazing women that are being honored today. Well, before we move ahead, I would like to thank someone who has always been with me. My inspiration since day one. I call him my support system, hashtag support system, and he has always believed in me since childhood, who gave me the wings to fly higher. Well, I can see the smiling faces. You may have guessed it, my people. It's definitely Professor Madan Patil. Thank you so much, Madan Mama, for everything. This is only because of the unwavering support and commitment that has made me who I am today, fearless in my opinion, strong in my voice, and confident enough to stand here today as a young speaker. Well, I am grateful. Well, sorry, I haven't. Just give me a minute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a moment of immense pride that I stand here today confidently speaking about one of the most legendary women's personalities, a trailblazer, a commander, and someone who have literally slayed in her life. Well, guess who? Sunita Williams. Yes, you heard it right. Sunita Williams. What would you do if I told you that a girl? What would you do if I told you that a girl born to an immigrant father from Gujarat and a Slovenian American mother once looked at the sky and said that I'll be there? Yes, and of course she did, didn't she? Sky is just a limit. Sky is a limit, but not just the beginning, and this has literally proved by Sunita Williams. Yes, born in Ohio, 1965, on 19th of September, Sunita Williams was not just an astronaut, but she was also a Navy officer, a test recorder, and a record breaker. Yes, when her journey began from US. Yes, US when she started to fly the aircraft She flew over 30 aircraft and also clocked over 3,000 flight hours. Yes, and this is when NASA has chosen her to be an astronaut, and the journey began since 1998. Well, Sunita Williams didn't just reach the stars, but she has also conquered in the sky. Well, sorry, she has also conquered in the water. What do I mean by that is she was an incredibly phenomenal swimmer in her school days and had even excelled at many different competitions in her college and school level as well. But finally, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce one very, very most important thing that we all have been waiting for since months, right? Okay, so finally I am really thrilled and overwhelmed to announce that Sunita Williams has finally arrived on Earth after 9 months and 286 days. Well, we all have read the news yesterday, right? Yesterday when I was reading the news to take that things in my script, basically, I saw that she was on a 17-hour flight to come. And today, when in the morning I read the news, well, this wasn't in my script, ladies and gentlemen. Today in the morning when I read that Sunita Williams has arrived today, 19th March 2025. What a wonderful coincidence is this. Today I'm having my speech on Sunita Williams, and in the morning she has arrived. What a wonderful coincidence the universe has given me. I am seriously the most luckiest and blessed girl I feel. Please give a wonderful round of applause. Please. When the Starliner spacecraft mission was launched in 6th of the June 2024, she was supposed to come back just 8 days later, which means that 14th June 2024. But take a moment, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what is today's date? What is today's date? 19th March 2025. 19th March 2025. You can see that how many months? After 9 months, this lady is coming, but she was supposed to come in just 8 days. Can you just imagine what physical endurance and mental struggle that lady has to go through? Well, now I would like to tell you an incident. Okay, so there was this incident, I just added this incident in my script yesterday when my grandfather has, sent me the image from Facebook. I'm adding the details so that you can know that from where I have took the information, and if on the spot I have just created all the script. Okay, let's get back to the topic. I was speaking about the incident, right? Talking about the incident. Sarah, a girl named Sarah once asked Sunita Williams that how does Earth looks when she sees it from the space? And you know what? How wonderfully the Sunita Williams has replied it and answered back. In 2 prospects she has answered it. The first prospect was that, we people living on the earth, we get upset on so many little things, silly things. And when you see that from the earth, when you see that thing from the earth, we need to understand that how silly our problems are as comparatively to the space. Right? The second prospect which she gave was on the earth, when she looks, there are no borders, there are no divisions, there is nothing, lines, nothing. And still we all are living, we call ourselves Gen Z generation, right? Gen Z generation. Those people, to all the old people out there, Gen Z generation त्याला म्हणतात जे 2010ला ज्यांचं बॉर्न झालेलं आहे. ज्यांनी जन्म घेतले 2010ला, त्याला म्हणतात Gen Z generation. माझं म्हणणं हे आहे की आपण स्वतःला Gen Z generation म्हणतो, which means that we call ourselves a Gen Z generation, but still we are living in that gender biases, stereotypical society, and still fighting for the religion, caste, this and that. That is what Sunita Williams tells us in the second prospect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're not getting bored, right? Let's talk about some psychological aspects now. Okay, talking about some of the psychological aspects and struggle, let me tell you that Sunita Williams, whenever, you cannot even imagine what psychological aspects a person has to go through. If we talk about some of the physical aspects, listen, just imagine. Imagine floating in a zero gravity, where a simple task like eating, sleeping, it is not even possible. It is challenging. Simple tasks like sleeping, eating, it is also, that also looks like a challenge. My thing to say to you is that how much things she has to go through. She is not connected with her family for 9 months. no family, no friends, no relatives, nothing. And today, we as a so-called Gen Z generation, we cannot live without social media and phone just for a day. 24 hours के लिए भी हम नहीं रुक सकते phone के बिना या फिर social media के बिना. I'm not just telling you, you cannot wait. I cannot even wait because I am also the so-called Gen Z generation. I am also living in the generation, right? Okay. So I think I don't need to speak to you much about Sunita Williams because yesterday the news has arrived and we all know a lot of things about Sunita Williams. So just quickly recall what we learned. 5 most important things we learned from Sunita Williams. 5 very most important things we learned. The first very most important thing is age is just a number. Guess her age. Guess her. Today my grandmother was so shocked when I told her that Sunita Williams is 59 years old. She was so shocked. And in our society, whenever I tell my grandma to wear a dress, she's like, oh no, they will look, this was not in my script. This is what I have learned from my experience. That's what I'm talking about. She says, oh no, I don't want to wear it because grandma will say something, society will say something, this and that. But she's 59 years old, ladies and gentlemen. She went beyond the earth. Kalpana Chawla was her bestest friend and now she's coming back after 9 months. Can we imagine where we are and we say that we want to be successful, so-called successful? No. Okay, so the second most important thing, so the very most second important thing is the power of spirituality. What I mean by the power of spirituality is, Sunita Williams took Bhagavad Gita. She is an American astronaut and she took Bhagavad Gita to space, saying that it gives a mental struggle. What is stopping us to read Bhagavad Gita, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so sorry, audience is too small here. I'm not having my friends, the youth of my age students, whoever is present here, but I think Bhagavad Gita is something we need to read. I'm not telling you कि हाँ मैंने बहुत पढ़ा है या फिर मैं पढ़ के आई हूँ Bhagavad Gita. No, I haven't read it yet. I just read 2 or 3 shlokas. Seriously, yeah, it deserves. देखो पीछे हंस रहे हो. Yeah, it is a fact of laughing. I haven't read, but I will read because I'm speaking here. But ladies and gentlemen, at least I can tell you whatever I am speaking, I do speak from my experience. I do not learn it because when I learn it, रुक जाते हैं हम. And that is the reason I'm adding Hindi plus Marathi plus whatever it is. यत्र नार्यस्तु पूजयते गमनते तत्र देवताः यत्र तास्तु न पूजयते सर्वासां प्रफलाः क्रियाः, which means that where women are honored, divinity blossoms, and where they are dishonored, all the actions remain fruitless. इधर जेवढे पण old people तर मी नाही म्हणणार, sorry, but तुम्हाला समजायला का की हा श्लोकचा अर्थ मी काय सांगितलं तुम्हाला? कारण हे माझ्या स्क्रिप्ट मध्ये नव्हतं. माझं इंटेन्शन हे आहे की तुम्हाला समजावं मी जे काही बोलायले. हे नाही की माझी इंग्लिश किती परफेक्ट आहे मी तुम्हाला दाखवायला आहे. नो, पण मी इंग्लिश मध्येच परफेक्टली बोलू शकते ड्यू टू माय एक्सपिरियन्स. Thank you. Okay, so let's get back to our topic. Sorry. Okay, so we were on 5 things, right? Sorry, 5 things. He speaks under the time वाटायला because मला स्टुडंट टॉक देऊन जास्त वेळ. स्पीच कसं एकदम खणखणीत वाटतं. सकाळी पण मी मम्मीला म्हणले होते की तिथले जे मुली असणार आहेत ते खूप खणखणीत बोलणार आहेत. बट माय टाइम मी जसं बोलते ते थोडं डिफरंट आहे. तर ते लोकांना आवडणार का? हे एक गोष्ट माझ्या माइंडमध्ये होती, बट आय थिंक ते आवडायले. तुमचे स्माइल्स सांगायले सगळं. थँक्यू सो मच. Okay, so let's get back to our topic. I was talking about the 5 things which we do learn from Sunita Williams, isn't it? The first thing which I told you was, what did I tell you? Do you remember? First, age is just a number. Second, power of spirituality, which I told you we need to read Bhagavad Gita. Third, very most important thing, resilience in face of adversity. Thoda sa high color, right? Resilience in face of adversity, which means that we have gone through a lot of things. Like she has gone through a lot of things, physical struggles, psychological struggles, but still she remains focused and determined with her perseverance. That is what it means. Okay? The very most important thing is breaking stereotypes and barriers. As I told you about my grandmother, right? She, denies to wear a dress, and Sunita Williams gone, and she's 59 years old, and she come back to earth. She break the stereotypes. She did broke the stereotypes. Okay, that is what I mean. There is no such gender that a man can do and a woman cannot do. No, everything we can do it. But we are living in a society where my teacher, She's from Bangalore, and she told me, Betty, please, like, बच्चे, try to think beyond Latur and Maharashtra. Please try to think beyond Latur and Maharashtra. This is what my teachers told me. But we are still in that complexity. You know, forcing our children to be a doctor, to be an engineer. I'll tell you one thing. My family, 1-2 members, त्यांनी मला हमेशा सांगतात डॉक्टर कर. आजपर्यंत मला बाहेरचं एक पण कोणीच म्हणलं नाही की तू डॉक्टर बन. आणि मी जेव्हा पण मला कोणी विचारतं की बेटा तू काय करणार आहेस, मी म्हणते मला आय थिंक डॉक्टर बनायला पाहिजे. ऑफकोर्स माझे पेरेंट्सचे ड्रीम आहेत, माझे ग्रँडपा इथं बसले आहेत, त्यांना खूप असं वाटतं की मी डॉक्टर बनावं. मी हे नाही म्हणाले की डॉक्टर बनणं चांगलं नाही, अजिबात नाही, खूप चांगलं आहे. त्यांची स्वप्न आहेत माझ्यासाठी की ते बनू शकते. बट द थिंग इज माझी क्वालिटीज थोडीशी हायर आणि डिफरंट आहेत, राईट. मला दुसऱ्या लोकांनी म्हणले, मोठे लोकांनी मला म्हणले की नाही तू डॉक्टर नाही बनायचं. You do something different, you try something different, you go in public speaking, you do this, that, journalism, oh God. But I think let's get back to our topic. The fifth one is adaptability and good. Sorry, but you know, divert तेव्हा होता topic जेव्हा आपण मनाने जरा जास्तच बोलतो. But I think I have to get back to my topic and what I need to actually deliver to you all. Okay, so the fifth point was adaptability and growth. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be like water. पाणी कोणत्या पण वेसल मध्ये जेव्हा जातो तेव्हा ते त्याचा रूप घेतो, तेव्हा ते त्याचा आकार घेतो. Water, whenever it goes in any of the vessel, it takes its shape. We need to be adaptable like a water in any situation. Whatever the situation is in front of us, we need to adapt it and we need to think positive on it and we need to grow. मी एक essay लिहिलेला आहे, Impact of Perspective on Life. याचा अर्थ काय होतो तर दृष्टिकोनाचा आपल्या लाईफवर, आपल्या जीवनावर काय प्रभाव आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये मी एकदम डिटेल मध्ये सायंटिफिक कन्सेप्ट हे सगळं शिकवलेलं आहे, सगळं सांगितलेलं आहे, माझ्या मनाने मी लिहिलेलं आहे, माझा एक्सपिरियन्स मी लिहिलेला आहे की कसं आपण आपला दृष्टिकोन बदलू शकतो. आता मी 90 इयर्स ओल्डच्या तर माणसाला नाही सांगणार की तुम्ही तुमचा दृष्टिकोन बदला, पण ॲटलीस्ट जे यंग आहेत ज्यांनी बदलू शकतात, माझ्या एजचे किंवा माझ्याहून जास्त 10-20 वर्षाने मोठे आहेत, त्यांनी त्यांची दृष्टिकोन बदलावी अशी माझी इच्छा आहे. ओके, मेहनत करने वालों की जीत पक्की होती है, मेहनत करने वालों की जीत पक्की होती है और देश के युवाओं के हाथों में ही देश की तरक्की होती है, देश की तरक्की होती है. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I live in a nation where a cigarette which can kill you is sold openly, but when a girl has to buy sanitary pads, she has to hide them in black polythene. Well, how shameful is that? How ironic, seriously, how ironic. I live in a nation, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, when it's been 78 years since independence, but we're still living in that inferiority complex, using fearless streams to whiten our skin, whiten our culture, whiten our education, whiten our standard of life in this era of globalization. We need to understand as young people that I can wear an American top, a European jeans, along with a German watch, but my identity, which is going to be decided by the educational structure I've been part of, need to stay Indian. Friends, well, this is just a white blank sheet of paper which represents the future of India, and I have the pen. आता तुम्हाला वाटत असेल की एवढ्या वेळी पेन का हे बसली आहे. This was my dialogue. This is just a white blank sheet of paper, and I have the pen. Yes, the youth of this nation has the pen, and it depends upon the youth that what it has to make down on this white blank sheet of paper. I have written down my lines. It's your turn to write it down on the back. Got it? Okay. So friends, let's be that generation, let's be that youth who doesn't just speak about equality but lives it, breathes it, and ensures that no woman has to ever fight for what is already hers. And well, I believe that we as youth has the power to do it. Of course we do, right? And to all the women out there, listen carefully. You are not just a daughter, a sister, or a mother, but remember you are also a leader, a warrior, and an incredible force of nature. So ladies, dream bigger, be confident, break the stereotypes, slay the room you walk in, and very most important thing which my mother always tells me, work on your character. Character is really important. Build a crystal clear character. My mom always says this to me. From childhood, I didn't live here. I used to live here since 10 years. And on the call, she used to tell me, to a kid, that, Bete, you need to build a crystal clear character. And from that age, I'm listening this. And that's the reason thing. Have a highly successful career. Build on yourself. Work on yourself. Career plays a very vital role. And be that highly valued women of your era. Okay? Well, सिंहगर्जना ही आमच्या रक्तात तेज शिवरायाचे ही आमच्या नजरेत स्वराज्याच्या लेखी आम्ही पराभव कधीच आमच्या शब्दकोशात नाही. But now I would like to remind this to each and every woman of my country that please, ladies, please remember your own worth. Okay? When we as a gender has always been considered weak, fragile, and are put into the category of so-called to be protected, while I don't understand when did we forget that जो खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी, है ना? And now I would like to especially say this to all the women out there. Please, ladies, please do not keep your patriotism restricted to your heart. Actively participate in every other force that through which you can protect and serve your nation. मन की जीते जीत है, मन के हारे हार. हार गए जो पिट लड़े, उन पर है धिक्कार, उन पर है धिक्कार, उन पर है धिक्कार जो देखे ना सपने. सपनों का अधिकार असल अधिकार है अपना. तू भोर का पहला तारा है, परिवर्तन का एक नारा है. ये अंधकार कुछ पड़ता है, फिर सब कुछ तुम्हारा है. तू माटी का वो लाल है, कोई कंकर या भूल नहीं. तू समय बदल के रख देगा, इतिहास लिखेगा भूल नहीं. Well, the future is in our hands. See, my script is done. I'm also done, but I feel like I need to keep speaking because I love speaking. I love public speaking. As I said, I'm a young public speaker. As like my mama. Okay. One thing which I would like to tell you, very very most importantly, I think मी मराठीमध्ये बोलायला पाहिजे कारण लोकांना माझी इंग्लिश पेक्षा जास्त माझं कॉन्टेंट वर चांगलं वाटायला, राईट? ओके, माझी स्क्रिप्ट झालेली आहे, सगळं काही झालेलं आहे. आता आय थिंक मला बोलायला पाहिजे. मी मराठीमध्ये काहीच प्रिपेअर केलं नव्हतं. माझे मम्मी पप्पा सकाळी डिस्कस करत होते कारमध्ये जेव्हा मी ते येत होते की तू मराठीमध्ये बोलशील का? मी म्हणलं नाही, मी मराठीमध्ये नाही बोलणार. काही चुकलं, काही वर्ड इकडे तिकडे झालं तर लोक म्हणणार अरे महाराष्ट्रामध्ये राहते, मराठा आहे, तुला मराठी नाही येत का काय? येते, पण एक असतं ना फ्लुएन्सी नाही पकडली अजून मी, कारण मराठी काहीच बोलते ना, राईट? बाहेर तर हिंदी इंग्लिश जास्त आलं असतं. ओके, आणि सगळ्यात मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट विच आय वॉज टॉकिंग इज when I went to state level. मी जेव्हा माझ्या स्टेट लेवल कॅन्डिडेट राहिलेली आहे, जसं मी सांगितलं सायन्स एक्झिबिशनमध्ये. मी जेव्हा केंद्रीय लेवलला गेले, केंद्रीय लेवलमध्ये तिकडं रूरल एरिया होतं, म्हणजे त्यांना इंग्लिश यायची नाही, मराठी तेवढी. मराठी एकदम परफेक्ट, हिंदी जास्त चांगली यायची नाही, इंग्लिश म्हणजे तुटी फुटी दॅट टाइम. ओके, आणि तिकडं कसं वुमेन्स जी मुली असतात ते थोडे मागे राहतात, राईट? रूरल एरिया, खेडेगाव होतं, राईट? आणि तिथं जेव्हा मी गेले तेव्हा मला एका सरनी म्हणलं की बेटा तू ह्या ह्या मुलींना काय सजेशन देऊ शकशील ते दे. तेव्हा मी एकदम कन्फ्युज होते की यार आता मला का विचारेल, मी कोणती तेवढी मोठी आहे की मला विचारेल तुम्ही सजेशन देऊ घालला या मुलींना? मी तर अजून काही नाहीच आहे, काही बनलेलीच नाहीच आहे. आणि मला एक इम्पॉर्टंट गोष्ट मुलींना सांगू वाटलं ते होतं की बिल्ड ऑन युअर कॅरेक्टर चांगलं ठेवा. कॅरेक्टर तर होतच चांगलं ठेवायचं, गावात वगैरे एकदम भारी कॅरेक्टर राहणार. सेकंड थिंग, गॉसिप्स नका करू. हे एकदम फनी आहे, मला माहिती आहे. मी सांगायला गॉसिप्स नका करू, अरे का? हे तर एकदम असं राईट आहे वुमेन्स टू गॉसिप, बट आय थिंक थोडासा लॉजिकली विचार करा. याच्यावर मीम्स बनतात, मुलं पण खूप जास्त व्हिडिओ वगैरे. मी खूप जास्त मराठीमध्ये व्हिडिओ बघितलेले आहे की त्यांनी म्हणतात की वुमेन्स खूप गॉसिप करतात, खूप बोलतात. हे ते गॉसिप प्लीज नका बोलू. टू बी ऑनेस्ट, मी 7th स्टँडर्डला होते जेव्हा मी तेव्हापासून कधीच कोणाबद्दल नाही बोलत. गॉसिप करणं का वाईट आहे? मी हे माझ्या एसे मध्ये लिहिले ते सांगायला. माझ्या स्क्रिप्टमध्ये काहीच नव्हतं, खतम झालेलं आहे. गॉसिप का नका करू, तर जेव्हा आपण गॉसिप करतो तेव्हा आपल्या माइंडमध्ये तेच गोष्टी राहतात, तेच गोष्टी राहतात. काही झाले का? हा, तर मी म्हणत होते की मला आपलं बोर होत होतं, मला मी स्टॉप करते. थँक्यू. मी म्हणत होते की गॉसिप नका करू, कारण आपल्या माइंडमध्ये तेच गोष्टी सतत फिरत राहतात, आपलं ध्यान नाही लागत. याच्यामुळे आपल्याला काय हवं असतं? फक्त आपल्या लाईफमध्ये हायली सक्सेसफुल व्हा, हे इम्पॉर्टंट नाहीये. माझ्या स्कूलमध्ये सगळे अकॅडमिक्सवर जास्त फोकस करतात. फर्स्ट रँक, सेकंड रँक, थर्ड रँक. मी पण एक रँकर आहे, पण मला फर्स्ट रँकपेक्षा जास्त मी हात लावून बसली आहे डोक्याला. मला वाटायला काय झालंय सगळ्यांना.
इम्पॉर्टंट आहे की आपण आपला कॅरेक्टर कसा ठेवतो, आपण स्वतःला बिल्ड कसं करायचं. कारण जेव्हा मी बाहेर उतरणार, माझी डिग्री झालेली आहे, सगळं झालेलं आहे, लोक माझं वागणं बघणार, लोक माझं कम्युनिकेशन बघणार, लोक बघणार की माझे व्ह्यूज कसे आहेत, माझे थॉट्स कसे आहेत, आणि तेव्हाच मी जाऊन छोट्या छोट्या मुलींना इन्स्पायर करू शकणार. म्हणून गॉसिप नका करू. ऑल द यंग लेडीज होते, आता तुमची तर आता मी तुम्हाला तर नाही सांगू शकत, ऑफकोर्स मी मोठे होतो, पण माझ्या जे एजचे त्यांना मी जरूर सांगू शकणार. थँक्यू सो मच. एट लास्ट, जो युवा दौड़ सकता है वो दौड़े, जो चल सकता है वो चले, और जो रेंग सकता है वो रेंगे, परंतु अपने कर्तव्य का निर्वहन करे और सिंह के गर्जन की भांति अपने नेतृत्व क्षमता के साथ। और इसी के साथ साथ मैं युवाओं का आह्वान करना चाहूंगी कि उठो